We now welcome the number 14th ranked UFC heavyweight contender Cyril Gane. Cyril, thank you for the time, sir.
Hello.
Hi. We will take the first set of questions from Gabriel Gonzalez with Cape Side Press.
Hello, Cyril. How are you?
Good, and you?
Doing very good. This is obviously a former champion, veteran, big name, big fight for you. How are the emotions?
I'm really happy in first, and I'm really glad. So, opportunity. So, thank you, GS, and thank you, UFC. And yes, former champion, big career, and I'm gonna do my best for sure.
We know every fighter says, I train the hardest for every fight. I always train hard. I always treat every fight like it's the biggest one. But when it's somebody like Dos Santos, do you just train a little harder? Do you run a little longer? Do you hit the bag a little harder? Do you feel that in camp?
No, not really, because every time, sorry, my camp is really hard. So trusting my day, and no, but we still a lot of this guy for sure with my coach.
You've been in the UFC just a little bit over a year. Can you just describe what the whole ride has been like for you so far to be in the world's biggest promotion?
Je sais pas si on avait compris la question, sorry. Can you repeat the question, please?
Just you've been in the UFC for a year now. Can you describe what it's been like for you?
This is a big thing for me. This is uh, UFC changed my life for real. Uh, with that, I hope to go far, but my mission is like a father, take care of my family and take care of the future of my family. With the UFC, you can do that.
I know it may be a little while, but I do know this year they finally had MMA events in France with big promotions. I want to know, is that one of your goals when they open it back up? Do you want to be the first one there when they bring it to your country?
Yeah, for sure. That's really crazy. That's really crazy. The MMA started in France, and it's gonna be bigger and bigger. And for me, this is a big opportunity for the French fighter, for the media coverage, for everything around that. And of course, this is a big opportunity for me too. And this is a real pleasure to fight in front of my family, of course, my friend and my friend.
My final question, how do you feel you match up with Dos Santos stylistically?
Je sais pas si on a compris. Yes, I hope it's gonna be well, but this is a good question every time. I don't have a good answer because I don't know what's happening. But for real, trust me, I'm gonna do my best. For sure, for sure.
Thank you and good luck.
Thank you very much.
We will take the next set of questions from Damon Martin with MMA Fighting.
Hey, Cyril. This year has been kind of crazy for you. Originally scheduled to fight in April, and then the pandemic hits, and then the delays, the change of opponents. Can you kind of give me a sense of what this year has been like for you? Just waiting to finally fight.
Yeah, a crazy years, but every time keep them a healthy mindset. You understand? And stay focused and keep training. This is really hard. But every time I say that, I have a food in my plate, I have a roof in my home, and every time in the bad news, you have a good news, and you see that this is a big opportunity for me. And if I win this fight, it's gonna be a good year for me.
Obviously, I know you. I'm sure you had a lot of respect for the opponents you were originally going to face this year. But is there any part of you that is, happy that at the end of the day you're fighting a former champion, a heavyweight legend in Junior Dos Santos? Like, is there any part of you that feels like it kind of played out well? That this is what you ended up with at the end of the year?
Yes, I'm really happy. I have a big respect. This is a legend. You have a big career, and me, I have a few years, so just to have a respect for this guy. And but I'm going to do my job. I'm confident, and a really great job. To the finish.
What What do you expect out of Junior? You know, Junior is a former champion, again, incredible heavyweight, but he's been on a tough run lately. He's had some tough losses lately. What do you expect out of Junior? Do you expect him to look like the Junior that was the champion? Do you wonder, what he has left, considering he has dealt with some tough losses lately?
Yes, every time the people say yes, lose is it's the last fight, but against the top five. So he's still here. He's still here, and he keep training, and he look good. He have a good shape. So I think he train hard, and he gonna do his best. And yes, you can expect a big fight. You have good striking, a good ground game, good takedown. So big matchup for me.
My last question, everybody progresses in this sport at their own pace. No one does it exactly the same way. But if you beat Junior Dos Santos, do you feel like you're on your way to those top 5 contenders? Do you feel like Junior is kind of the gateway to your top 5 fights?
La question, c'est quoi la question? Yes, of course. This is a big test for me, and if I win this fight, I'm gonna prove. That's sure.
Thank you so much.
Thank you very much. Bye.
We will take the next set of questions from Keith Schillen with Sherdog.
Cyril, how are you?
Good, and you? Thank you.
So you just turned pro a little over 2 years ago, but when you talk to the people who really dig in, the hardcore fans, it seems like everybody has such high expectations of you. I've seen so many people predicting you to be a future champion. You head into this massive matchup as a big favorite. Do you feel any pressure having such lofty expectations thrown on you?
Not too much. Not too much. I'm just here to do my job, and anytime is the same for me, the same feel. And yes, it's a big lesion, but you understand? I studied I studied MMA 3 years ago only. So I don't grow up with this culture with the heavy man. So maybe this helped me to have less pressure. Yeah.
Yeah, that makes a lot of sense. Do you ever just sit back and just be surprised how fast of a track that is that you went from, fighting on the regional scene, a little over a year ago to now, main card against a former champion? You ever sit back like, wow, this is so crazy how fast this is going?
Pas compris la question. Ouais. Yes, of course. So I signed in August. I did 3 fights, but yes, unfortunately, this year I did nothing. But today I have a real match, a real date. So yes, I'm really happy. I'm really happy. I'm really happy to this way.
And Cyril, my last question to you. You mentioned earlier about headlining a card in France. One thing I love about MMA is how much of a global sport it is, especially recently. We've seen rises in areas of the world that weren't really known for MMA. I think about the African countries. I think about Australia, New Zealand. How long do you think that France will be one of the powerhouses, and particularly you leading the way?
Ouais. Yeah. Of course. I think in France we have a big potential for the pay-per-view, for the big potential with the fighter, with the French fighter, and I think yes, already we have a lot of fighter, but it's complicated to go to the big organization when his country is not legalized. You understand?
Of course.
But yes, I think the French place gonna grow up for sure in MMA.
Good luck to you, sir.
Thank you.
We will take our next set of questions from Cote Cruz with 4 to Win MMA.
For the Tarba, you know, beaucoup.
Hi, Cyril, do you hear me?
Hello.
Cyril, do you hear me?
Yes.
Ça va? Are you
Ça
doing
va?
okay? That's all the French I got, buddy. I'm just trying to look cool, make you laugh a bit, make you feel at home.
That's great.
That's all I got, and some cheese maybe for you later. It's all good with you? Are you doing okay?
Yes, everything is nice. And we arrived
Fantastic, man. Fantastic.
today and it's great.
Well, let's talk about the fights. Oh, I lost my notes. Where are my notes? I don't find my notes, guys. Oh my God, my notes just disappeared, my man. Here they are. I'm so sorry. Your first fight of this year, after 4 cancellations, only in 2019 you fought 3 times with the UFC. How do you feel about this year in pandemic, and how would you say you have improved with the hard training along your coaches and a training partner the size of Francis Ngannou?
Yes, of course. We improved a lot this year because we did okay, all right, zero fight, but we trained a lot, and I don't train really with Francis. No, Francis live in Vegas, so not in Paris. But we have in the MMA factory, I think maybe one of best gym in Europe. You have Nasruddin Imavov, he's in UFC. You have Alan Bodo in UFC too, and other guy. And we have a really good staff, a good partner, and yes, I improve myself and confident.
You are one of the most interesting and notable prospects in the division with over 2 years in this career in the UFC. You are currently undefeated and you're very well rounded. No, without a doubt, this fight will be the most important fight of your career. How do you feel about this right now, coming into the fight?
The first feel is just I'm really happy. Just I'm really happy for this opportunity. I'm very glad. Big thank to UFC guy for this opportunity. And yes, now 1 year without the fight, so I'm just angry too.
Well, you have an excellent striking game and a really good ground game. You've you haven't conceded any submission attempts. What would you expect about the fight against Junior Dos Santos? Where do you think you have the edge?
What else on la question? Okay. This is a good question because I'm gonna see when I'm gonna be in front of this guy, but I think I have a good footwork, and yes, I feel confident of striking and on my ground game. So I don't know exactly. We will see. We will see. For sure, I'm gonna make a big pressure and big volume. That's sure.
Well, we're getting to the end of the year. A lot of families are not able to stay together. A lot of them are. We're getting into a place of the year where we miss them and we want to give our best well wishes for the next year to all of our friends and family. What would you say to the UFC fans to end up this year? Your closing final message for the year.
Big thanks. Big thanks to trust on me because I did nothing this year, but the people are they are more, behind me, and so big thanks and just gonna do my job this Saturday.
Best of luck on your fight, man. Congratulations on everything you've accomplished.
Thank you, thank you.
Thank you so much, Cyril. That is all the questions we had for you, sir.